You know that feeling when something small makes your whole day? Well, I had one of those moments yesterday. And then, well, let me tell you what happened. First, let me go back a few weeks. I'm going to be traveling for work and I need to book a hotel. I'm scrolling through our company's approved list online and there's this place I've never tried before. I'm pretty sure someone had mentioned it was good. It was a bit cheaper than my usual spot and pretty close to where I needed to be, so seemed perfect. Well, I get here yesterday. I pull up to the hotel, and honestly, it looks decent enough. Maybe a little noisy potentially, but nothing too concerning. I walk up, check in, the standard procedure ID, credit card, the dance we all know. But then, just as I'm about to walk away with my key card, the desk clerk says, "Oh, wait," and hands me this little paper bag. Now, I can see that there are water bottles in there, but that's about all I can make out. And I'm thinking, that's nice, free water. But when I get up to my room and actually look inside, there are 2 bottles of water, yes, but also a little package of cookies and a bag of Doritos. I was absolutely delighted. It felt like getting a surprise present. Okay, granted, I'm a grown adult getting excited about a bag of Doritos, but there was something so unexpected about it and joyful. So anyway, I'm in my room. It's lovely, clean, well laid out. I wouldn't call it fancy, but I really liked it. And then I noticed the TV. It's got my name on it, lit up with these beautiful sparkling lights on the screen. "Welcome, Rebecca," in these twinkling effects. Okay, now I really felt special. What a lovely welcome. Now, what struck me was, I suppose it was a small thing, but it made a big difference. Some people might have looked at that bag and said, "Oh, wow, they just made me carry my own amenities upstairs. This stuff could have just as easily been waiting in my room." But that is not how I felt at all. There was something about receiving it at check-in that just made it feel like a gift, like, "Here, we picked this out for you." So anyway, then I find a little card on the dresser for management, mostly pre-printed, but with a few handwritten notes and a phone number to call if I needed any support. Just delightful. So the very next day, that's today by the way, I told 2 different people this morning about this hotel experience. 2 people. That's how good it made me feel. Special. And here's the thing. I knew it was just their process. I knew that they probably did this for everyone, but it didn't feel any less special. It was just wonderful. So, later on this morning, I'm going about my business and my phone rings. It's an unknown number, but I answered anyway. It was the hotel. Now, granted, when I was raving about it, I was sharing the name, but right now I'm not going to share it. But anyway, they call and say, "We're just calling to check in on you. What time will you be coming back to the home hotel today?" There was some back and forth. I thought maybe something was wrong. Maybe an issue with my room or they needed to get in for maintenance as they kept probing. I'm like, I'm not really sure when. Finally, I ask, "Is there a problem?" "No," they say, "but keep probing." "Well, will you be here this evening? What time exactly?" Finally, I said, "I really just can't say for certain." They start pushing about breakfast the next day, and I still say I'm not sure yet. So at this point, I feel like this person's trying to plan a date with me or something. Finally, they get to the point. "Well, we just wanted to spend maybe some time with you and figure out how we can get more business with your company." And just like that, my experience, my joy balloon, my Doritos happiness deflated. All of that special feeling, all that joy from the night before sort of just disappeared. Because suddenly I'm wondering, was that lovely experience genuine hospitality, or was I just being worked as a potential sales lead? That little bag of cookies and Doritos that made me feel so valued, the sparkling lights with my name, the handwritten note, was that all just bait? Now, I'll never really know the truth. Maybe the front desk staff genuinely wanted to create a wonderful experience for their guests, and the sales call was just a separate, unfortunately timed follow-up. Maybe it really was both authentic hospitality and a sales strategy layered on top. Anyway, our perception of experience can obviously shift based on what comes right after. I mean, those cookies were still delicious. Those sparkling lights were still pretty. But that phone call sort of felt me like, change the narrative of my stay. It made me think about the times that we do these for others or they for us. Is it being done because someone genuinely wants to make someone's days better or because they want something in return? And does the recipient always really know the difference? The tricky part is, even if the hotel's intentions were mixed, the initial experience was still real. I was still genuinely delighted. Those emotions weren't fake just because the motivation may have been complex. But man, oof, that phone call sure did leave a sour taste. And while I already had told 2 people about the great experience before that call, now I'm not quite as enthusiastic. Sometimes the little things that make us feel really special are just that, little acts of kindness, no strings attached. And sometimes, sometimes there are strings. The challenge is not just figuring out which is which, but also deciding whether it matters to you in the end. What do you think? Have you ever had an experience like this where something that felt genuine turned out to have ulterior motives? Or maybe you initially thought someone wanted something from you, but it turned out they were just being kind. I'd love to hear your stories.